Good morning, everybody. This is your brother, your friend, your homie, Frank, coming to you live and direct once again with another edition of Views from the Man Cave. Um, it's Thursday morning. It's a little early, but I'm an early bird, so I like to get up, go outside, kind of get my mind right, think about some things, and plot my next move. You know, so. Um, The weather's pretty good here. Yesterday it was almost 80 degrees. I think today it's going to be in the low 70s, so it's pretty good. I hope everybody is being safe. This coronavirus is not playing. A lot of people have lost their lives. It's really been affecting the black community, you know, a lot, man, more so than any other group. So we got to be safe. We got to be smart. Um, I went for a ride the other day. I got the family together. We just rode around, you know, just to get some air. And I just saw a lot of people out and about, man, not really adhering to that 6 foot rule. So be safe, man. Be smart, man. It's not worth it. If you have to go out, do your thing, be safe. Put a mask on, and then get right back in the house, man. It's not worth it. I'm pretty good though. I'm still doing my thing. I'm considered a essential employee, so I still work, but I work exclusively from home now. I telework 100%, so that's good. Um, I can't go to the barbershop, but that's one of the least of my worries. But so I just wanted to touch in with the family, man, make sure everybody's good. Um, just to shout out, all the people that that I rock with, that I support. My man Gabe, Ultimate Black Man Radio, Nicole Michelle at the Inner Beauty Movement, LAR's a good brother, C-Bug, Power and Strategy. Those are my go-tos. When I want some game, when I want some info, I usually hit them up first. You know what I mean? Um, so shout out to them. Shout out to all my subs, man, all the supporters of the channel, man. I love y'all. I thank y'all, so much, for just, checking in, watching the videos, liking them, subscribing, all that good stuff. So, um, it's cool, man. One of the reasons why I started this channel was because, I get as much out of it as I give. You know what I mean? It's therapeutic for me to come on here and talk, um, to get some ideas out. You know what I mean? To give some game to the people. You know what I mean? It's very important. And I also do it because when I was younger, when I was a young brother coming up, I didn't really have a lot of game. I didn't really have a lot of brothers who knew the game, who lived the game. You know what I mean? Who had some sound advice. So a lot of things out here in life I learned on my own, which is good. But if you don't have to go through storms, it's that's a good thing too. You know what I mean? It's smart to learn from the mistakes of other people instead of learning from your own mistakes. You know what I mean? So that's very important. And so I do it for me just as much as I do it for people. And and I have family, I have kids, man. So if anything ever happens to me, I always want, I always think about, my kids, my son, and my daughter being able to hear me and see me and get some game from me, game that I might not be able to give them if God permits to call me to do other things in the heavens. You know what I mean? I can't be here with them, so it's something that they could look at too. But again, I appreciate all the love and support. Um, I put a post up yesterday. I usually I post a lot. Things just come to me. I just sometimes it just starts flowing, and then so I just try to write them down and post it. You know what I mean? My ideas and stuff like that. So um, yesterday I put a post up about a lot of times people will ask me about advice casually. Family, friends, people on Facebook, whatever. They'll ask me about relationships and when you watch TV, when you watch the shows, the back in the day, the wild ones like the Maury Poviches and all that, and when people get caught up cheating, and and hey sweetheart, um, and people get caught up cheating, they always talk about how they did everything right, you know They were cooking, they were cleaning, they were, giving him sex how he wanted, when he wanted, and they just don't understand why things didn't work out. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, when they talk about relationships, they're a lot of, more so than not, they paint themselves out to be the victim, like they did everything right, and the other person didn't. They just took advantage of them or whatever. And I'm not disproving that. I'm not discounting that. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes people do, put in a lot of work and they don't get in the end what they put out. And I understand that. But a lot of times, all the time, it's not really about what you do. You know what I mean? It's about how that person receives it. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. If I'm your guy and I do something for you, in my mind, I could think it's great. Well, I did this for her, or I did that for her, or I took her here, or I took her there. But if I didn't do it in a way where she can accept it, if I didn't do it in a way where she could receive it, if I didn't present it to her in a language and in a format that she can comprehend or understand, then I really didn't do what I said I did. You know what I mean? And my responsibility as a man, I get my value in manhood by the people around me, the people who follow me, the people who lean on me. You know what I mean? If they're telling me I'm good, then I'm good. You know what I mean? If my leadership is bearing fruit, then it's good leadership. You know what I mean? That's important, man. You can't just do stuff for you. When you do stuff for people, you do it for them. So you have to take into account what they need and how they need it. You know what I mean? If my wife is allergic to seafood, and I make her the best seafood dish on the planet and present it to her, it won't make a difference because it's not something that she could accept. It's not something that she could take. You know what I mean? Because it's not suited for her. So, when you're a man and you're leading, you have to take all these things into account. You know what I mean? I love sports. Sports is life. So, when you look at sports, if you know anything about sports, basketball, football, whatever, when the team is dysfunctional, when the team is not, performing up to its standard, usually the first person to get fired is the coach. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that's not simping. I'm not saying that women don't hold, responsibility or accountability, because they do. I'm very hard and particular and specific on ladies and being accountable and playing their part. You know what I mean? It's not going to work any other way. But I believe I'm traditional. I'm old school. I believe the man is the head and the man is the leader. So if the leadership isn't right, then the team isn't going to be right. You know what I mean? If I'm not coaching and giving insight and putting people in positions to be successful, then I shouldn't be the leader of that team. You know what I mean? I could blame it on the players. I could say, hey, my players aren't good, or they're not doing what I asked them to do. But at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to get everybody to perform at their highest level. And if they're not doing that, then I have to take accountability for that. You know what I mean? But, you see that a lot, man. I see a lot on YouTube, a lot of, in social media, period. I see a lot of women and brothers too, who pick shots at each other. You know what I mean? It's an all-out gender war out here. And it's unfortunate because nobody's going to win. None of us are going to win. You know what I mean? I feel like the gender war is just something that we're allowed to do to kill time while we get annihilated. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not presenting any solutions. If you're not bringing any solutions to the table, and you're just running your mouth and talking about females all day, or you're running your mouth and talking about men all day. You know what I mean? And you're not living what you're saying, you're not putting any sound solutions out there, then it's all for naught. You know what I mean? But with this quarantine, man, and everybody being in the house, think about your next move, man. Plot, man. Analyze yourself, analyze your skills, man. What do I bring to the table? To what level do I bring those things to the table, and where can I improve? You know what I mean? This is training camp. You know what I mean? This is doors locked, cameras off. This is self-assessment time. You know what I mean? And it's important, because if you don't have a general, solid understanding of who you are, then who everyone else is doesn't make sense. It's not even relevant. You have to be sound, because if you're sound, then you know how to move in this world. If you know who you are, if you know whose you are, if you know what your talent, skills, and abilities are, then that's going to help you move in this world. You know, even amongst people who don't know, because you know. You know what I mean? You have a map. You know, you have a guide. And so it's going to help you. But you have to focus on self. You know what I mean? I could come on here all day. I could talk about women and what they don't do or what they, what they should be doing. But I really can't focus on women because I'm not a woman first. And, I focus on myself. I focus on men. You know what I mean? Men is what I can relate to. Being a man, growing up, having questions about things, questions about life, about manhood. Getting game from wise counsel, from wise brothers who know what they're talking about. Reading books, understanding yourself, giving back to your community, giving back to the young brothers coming up. That's what I know. And that's what I can speak on. So, and that's what I can control. You know what I mean? You can't control women out here, man. The only thing you can control out here is yourself. And so you have to be smart with that. But I'm gonna start doing these often, man. You know what I mean? I'm home now, and I got time to come out on the deck, man, and and speak to the people. It's nice outside, so yeah, I'm chilling, man. Let me show y'all something. I'm at home, and it's good out here, man. It's good. So it's the crib. I'm just on the deck right now. That's the top. That's the lion's den right there. And that's it, man. Might hit the grill later. You know what I mean? I've been thinking about that. Putting something on the grill. So, but yeah, man. But y'all be safe, be smart, man. Your value in this world is how, is how people can absorb what you're giving out. You know what I mean? I can't call myself a leader if my team is trash, if they don't accept my leadership. You know what I mean? One or two things need to happen. Either I need to, improve my leadership, or I need to get some better players. You know what I'm saying? It's either one of the two. But it starts with you. You know what I mean? And you have to make sure you're right and you're sound before you come out and start talking about other people, what they doing, what they not doing. You got to focus on yourself. And I'm a big advocate of that. So that's really it, man. You know what I mean? Be safe out here. You know what I mean? Be smart, like I said. Your family, your friends, man. If you haven't reached out to some people in a while, reach out to them, man. Call them, tell them you love them, tell them you think about them. You know what I'm saying? Tell them you hope they're safe. And because life is not promised, man. You know what I mean? We all living on borrowed time, and we have no idea when we're gonna get up out of here. So make your time count. Make it count every day, man. Live like you don't know when it's gonna happen. So y'all be good. Until next time. I'm out. One.